How is everyone? Excuse me. Yeah, thank you for the support on the channel. I really appreciate it. I get time every so often to read the comments and see the support. I receive emails and people thanking me for the help with the confidence on the channel, so I do appreciate it. For those of you that have been following me for a long time, I always appreciate it. And for those of you that are new to the channel, I really appreciate. I'm really glad that you found the channel, that you subscribed, you're watching the videos, and you're improving your confidence. And I'm confident that if you keep watching my videos, your anxiety will start to improve and your confidence will start to increase. So, if it's the first time you met me, my name is Jonathan, and I've been coaching now for almost 11 years. Obviously, within that time, I've had some breaks, but nonetheless, it's been almost 11 years now. I've been in the business of coaching people. I absolutely love it. It's my passion. It means a lot to me, despite it being very very challenging at times, for obvious reasons. Working with people, people's challenges, um, and just the mental and emotional um, strength and courage and kind of intelligence that you've got to use. But nonetheless, I enjoy the challenge and I like helping people. So today we're going to talk about. I've made some notes here because I often learn a lot after I've been coaching clients, or if I'm out and about in the gym or with friends, or like the other day when I was in the hairdressers getting my beard trim. I was talking to my barber. He's a really nice guy. Um, just small talk. He was telling me that the place where he's working, the rent's going up, so he's got to move soon, which is unfortunate. And then we spoke about him. He's into business as well. So when I come out of the hairdressers, I had a realization, which was brilliant, and I did some writing, and it inspired me to teach this and share this with so many people because I know it will help them. I've had this quite a few times, and if I can summarize it, which is challenging in a couple of words, well, I guess the realization is realizing how far that I've come, and having confidence that you can come really far as well if you're willing to apply the teaching that I'm going to share with you, and I share throughout my channel, which is really simple on a practical level, but it takes a lot of courage for people to. Basically, the teaching is really about having the courage to speak and be yourself more. But I'll get into that more as the stream goes along. So I've made notes here. I'm going to read the notes that I've written, or some of the notes, because all the answers are in the notes and all of the teachings for those of you that want to be more socially confident in everyday social situations. And you also want to change your life. I've been to the gym twice today, by the way, guys. So I'm feeling tired and energized. Okay. So let me just first start off by saying that, you know, I really try and simplify things for my clients and people that I'm teaching, because I know from my own experience, when things are too complicated or there's too much information, your brain goes into overdrive, and usually people can't apply it, they can't act. So breaking things down step by step and learning that way is the best way to learn anything. In this case, we're talking about how to learn how to be more socially confident in everyday social situations and life in general, and then how to take that confidence, into all different situations. So anyway, I was getting my beard trim. It was a couple of days ago at my local hairdressers, and I was having a conversation with my barber, and he was telling me that the rent was going up in his salon. There's a lot of inflation, as you guys know, at the moment. Financially, it's quite challenging. A lot of businesses and things like that. Anyway, I spoke to him about the gym because he goes to the gym. I like the gym, and he's a great guy, great service. And we had a conversation, and I wished him good luck with his new. Obviously, he's got to find a new place for his business. And I said, I would, I'd go to the new place because I like the service there. So when I come out the hairdressers and I left, I was in a good mood, and it suddenly dawned on me how far I've come with my journey with overcoming social anxiety. And it reminded me of how socially anxious that I used to be in everyday social situations. And I remember the times when I used to go really quiet for long periods of time, around people. And that was because I was afraid to speak in case I said something stupid, or in case I got awkward or started stuttering. So I was really afraid of that. During those times, I didn't feel comfortable opening up around people in general. I was always worried about stuttering and getting awkward in front of people. I was always worried about being, embarrassing myself. And yeah, so all these fears that I had and insecurities, most of them, well, pretty much all of them were in my own head. They weren't really real. Um, yeah, most of them originated from, negative childhood experiences or perceived negative experiences. And then, I told myself for years that I wasn't socially outgoing, and I took on this identity that I was shy and awkward. I was an awkward person, and I wasn't very good at speaking to people and building connections. Now, I later learned this was not true and it wasn't a fact. Moving forward now, 15 or 20 years, um, I can see how this was a learned behavior, learned in the sense of taking on a negative habit, which is the habit of not speaking enough or closing down or going quiet in social situations, whatever they happen to be, whether it's with your family, friends, new people, the hairdresser, the person in a coffee shop, wherever it may be. I'd often close down and go quiet out of fear. So, in the same way that we can learn a negative behavior, we can learn the opposite. We can learn a positive behavior. Okay, yeah. So I made some notes here to help people, and I've learned this from so many years of coaching other people and helping them, to come out of their shell and be more confident. So basically, what a lot of people do who suffer with social anxiety, some of you might recognize this. They may not be aware of it, but they actually create a negative identity, and the negative identity is created with a self image which you create, or your fears and anxieties create based on how you view yourself in social situations, or what you think other people are thinking about you and how they view you. Now, all of this is not true, it's not factual, and it isn't a fact. But you believe it to be true, and you don't realize that you are believing this for so many years, believing that you're socially not good, you're awkward, you're not confident, people don't like you, or people think that you're stupid, or you're going to embarrass yourself, or you're not interesting, you don't know how to hold a conversation. All these fears and insecurities, if you fundamentally believe, because they are lies, and you don't do anything about it, you don't take action, you don't push yourself and challenge this narrative, then you can very quickly create an identity, which is I'm not good enough, I'm awkward, I'm shy, I don't connect with people easily. And obviously, if you believe that strongly, you end up talking yourself out of communicating with people. That's what I did when I first started. Most of it, I didn't realize I was doing it. So the good news is, in the same way that people create a negative identity based on their social anxiety, their limiting beliefs, their traumas, being bullied at school, being criticized, however the insecurities came about, you can change your identity and create a positive one. And that's what I did before I started teaching other people. That's how I overcame social anxiety and built confidence. And I'll go on to some of the things that I did in a second. It's not relevant now. Yeah. So the practice and exercise that I'm giving, let's just make sure that, by the way, if anyone's got any questions, you can ask me in the box. If I can answer your question, I will. If I've got the answer, if I can't, then I can't. I'll continue teaching. So don't worry about interrupting me, guys. I'm used to multitasking. Get your questions in the box. Let me just make sure it is working. Sometimes it's not working, and I'm going to continue just going over the notes that I've written. It helps me to articulate the teaching, and so people can get key points. Okay, so the actual practice that helped me to overcome social anxiety and what I teach, what I've been teaching for a long time, is the practice of pushing yourself to speak more when you're in everyday social situations. And, by everyday, I mean everyday situations, whether that's at work. Like I said, in my case, it was when I was getting my beard trim, usually getting my hair cut. I suddenly had a flashback because I remembered years ago, this is like 15, 20 years ago, when my mum used to give me money or my dad to go and get my hair cut at the local barbers where we lived. I remember it was a popular barbers and it would always be full. There would always be people waiting to get their hair cut. And it was, I think it was called Steve Hairdressers at the time. And you had different stylists. There was about four. And there'd always be a big queue. And I remember going in there and just feeling so awkward and nervous. And I just couldn't really speak. Like I'd walk in, they'd say hello, I'd say hi. I wouldn't really make eye contact. I'd feel tension whilst I was waiting for my turn to go and get my hair cut. And then when my turn would come around and I would be sitting in the seat, obviously they were really nice people there. They'd start trying to start a conversation. I would just be giving short answers, yes and no. So they'd be like, "How was your day?" And I'd be like, "Really good." And they might say, "Where do you live?" And I'd be like, "Just down there." So because I was so shy and anxious, I wouldn't open up and just speak a little bit more openly. For example, when they asked me how my day was, well, yeah, my day was really good. I've just finished school, or I've just come from my parents, so I'm going to get my hair cut now. I'm going to go and see a friend after. I'm going to go and play football because I did that a lot. How was your day? I couldn't do that. So when I was getting my beard trimmed the other day, I have full blown conversations with my barber, and I really enjoy it. And it made me realize how much I've changed from the days where I was so socially insecure. Um, so does that make sense? And obviously, I've been coaching clients for so many years, and I see the patterns that they have, which is the same pattern. And they tell me, I listen in our coaching sessions, they say that they struggle in groups. So anyone can learn this behavior of speaking more. And at first, it doesn't feel natural at the start, because if you're used to always being shy and quiet around people, and you've been like that for 10 years or 5 years, when you start coming out of your shell and you start speaking more, it's going to feel uncomfortable. But that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing, right? So the practice basically is to practice speaking to people even when you feel nervous inside. Now, sometimes people can't tell if you're feeling uneasy inside. They can't always tell. Some people can, some can't, right? That's not important at this stage. What's important is you push yourself to speak more, even if it's a couple more extra words than what you'd usually say. Example, if you're going into Starbucks getting a coffee, instead of just saying what coffee you want, example, I want an Americano or a cappuccino, thank you, and paying and then walking out, just ask them, oh, how was your day? Just by saying an extra couple of words is going to give you a little bit more confidence. And if you keep practicing it, you go from how I used to be, which was really struggling to say more than just hello, thank you, how much does it cost, and leaving the shop, to how was your day? And then obviously the person will say, yeah, my day was good, or it's stressful, I'm tired. And then they'll ask you how your day was, and then you'll respond. So this is the practice that I love, which is called being comfortable whilst being uncomfortable. And many, successful motivational teachers talk about that. And I've just kind of summarized what that is. So a good practice to do in any social situation: when the negative thoughts start to arise in your own mind and they start telling you that the other person is judging you, you've got to fight these negative thoughts and you've got to ignore them. Or obviously, sometimes you can't stop them coming, you can't stop them. But what you can do is you can ignore them and continue to speak, because you never really know what a person is thinking about you. And building confidence and getting to a stage where, number one, you don't care in a healthy way. Number two, you're so focused on enjoying your conversation with them, and also not judging the person you're talking to, that you have a better connection. So yeah, these are a couple of ways in which you overcome social anxiety and you build more confidence with talking to people in any social situation. I've gone on to say here, and this has been my experience with seeing clients, how happy they are when I've coached them for a while. It's very rewarding when you go through a lot of uncomfortable social situations, where you've got to push yourself to speak more to people. But later on, after you've put in, after you've practiced more for a couple of months, it's a great experience when you actually notice a significant positive change in how much more confident you are and how much more social you are in situations. So that's a great way of tracking or monitoring your improvement, your progress. And I do that for my clients, and it's really good. It works. It's great for self esteem, right? It's like anything in life. If you've been studying for something for a long time, and then all of a sudden you notice after a couple of months of really working at it that you've improved, it makes you feel good. And I've just gone on to say here, this is very true to social anxiety and many things with achieving goals. We always appreciate things when they're difficult to achieve, whereby we've had to suffer in order to get the result we want. So confidence is something that generally has to be earned through taking consistent action, also known as facing fears and coming outside of your comfort zone. So you'll appreciate the social confidence that you've built, because obviously it's quite a difficult thing to develop, but that shouldn't demotivate you from learning. That should push you more. I've just gone on to say here, a conversation can change your life, or it can ruin a person's life depending on the context of what's being said. So an example of that, let me just give you an example. I think it's safe to say at some point all of us have been bullied when we were younger, or we were certainly criticized at school, right? When we're young, vulnerable. So let's say someone criticizes you when you're young and says that you're stupid, which is not true, but they say that, or they say you're dumb, or they say something horrible about you because they're just being nasty, they're ignorant. Now, let's say that you believe that, you believe that about yourself for the next 10 years. That has become a negative in a conversation that you've taken on based on someone's ill manners, someone's criticism of you that's so long ago that it doesn't have to be true. But because you've taken it on and believed it and created an identity, that negative conversation is like possessing you. But if you challenge it and say that's not true, and you build your confidence and self esteem up, and let's say 10 people say great things about you, but you also feel good about yourself, that conversation is life changing. So, conversations are really important, which is why I'm encouraging you to have more conversations, because, most of the time, people with social anxiety can feel like everybody's negative towards them, everybody's out to get them. But when in truth, it's not like that. There's a lot of nice people out there. But if you don't speak to people, you're not going to experience that. You're not going to, you're not going to have that experience and have a better outlook. You're just going to be going off of some of the negative experiences that you've had with people in your life, and you're going to shape your identity and your whole worldview based on that small, limited negative information. What's up, Frank? The sky. That's what's up. Or the ceiling. The ceiling's what's up. I'm good, man. How you doing? Um, when am I going to see you again, man? Come to the event if you want. No pressure. You're very welcome. If you do want to come, it's on Sunday, same time, same place. If not, pleasure to have you on the stream. How you been, man? I'm looking forward to the boxing. I can't wait for the Caleb Plant, David Benavidez fight. Can't wait for that. And the can't wait for the Ryan Garcia, Javante Davis fight. Some good boxing fights coming up. How's your goals getting on? How's your acting getting on? Awesome, man. Just good to see you popping in. Yep, I've just got on to say here, guys, right? Some notes, simple things to motivate you. It's the simple things like talking more in social situations that make a massive difference to your confidence and your self esteem. You know, there's a saying, practice makes perfect, which I kind of like that, but I prefer this one, right? Because none of us are perfect. Practice makes confident. Okay. Just some good affirmations here that I like. Yeah. Work on, right? There's the homework if anyone wants to apply it. Work on building a habit of pushing yourself to speak a little bit more, be a bit more social with people whenever you've got the opportunity. It's picking up. I face my fear of performing this year. I will have my one man show. Um, that's brilliant, man. That's amazing. Well pleased for you, man. Honestly, that really is something. That's a massive deal. People on this channel are always asking for ways in which they can conquer their fears and build confidence and get out of the social anxiety. And I always say, public speaking, performing, what you're doing, things like that are life changing. These are one of the negative patterns that people do. I used to do this and I stopped it, and I help my clients to stop doing it. Some of you might be doing this, and hopefully, me reading this out will make you aware. And as Apollo Creed says in Rocky, I'm going to drop him like a bad habit. You're going to drop it like a bad habit. Didn't get that right, but anyway. So people need to stop telling themselves that they cannot do things because this is how you program yourself to give up. I'm not even going to say the word fail because how can a person fail at something if they don't try it? But even worse, people tell themselves, I can't do it, not good at it, I haven't got the tools, and then they don't even try. Yeah, man. Yeah, I like the approach as well, Frank, because I love it, man. Honesty is the best policy. It's really changed my life. And it's, most of the people I connect with have the same outlook. And life sort of taught me that. So it's a good policy, man. What's up, Brent? Good to see you. Appreciate you coming on most of the streams and supporting the channel. And I'm glad that you're also improving. So, yeah, I'll just say it again. Be careful, guys. There is a collective negative affirmation that people have in their head, even people that don't have social anxiety. I wouldn't label it that. Be careful not to tell yourself that you can't do things without trying, because I've got enough experience with coaching people and my own experience and learning that people can do things if they push themselves. And if you try something and it doesn't work out and it's not for you, you don't enjoy it, then that's fine. You try something else, but you got to try before you tell yourself, I can't do it. Like he says again in Rocky, Mickey says to Rocky, there ain't no can't. Like, stop using that word in your vocabulary. So I've just gone on to say here, this is a short snippet of my story for those of you that haven't heard it, and I hope it will help you. I always say The teachings in the story, all of the truth, all the answers are in my story, and the same in your story. Les Brown taught me that. So I went from a person who was afraid to speak to shopkeepers out of sheer fear that I'd get nervous and awkward in front of them and embarrass myself, to a person who went on to give hundreds of public talks in person, thousands of YouTube videos, built a successful business and brand, and have been coaching clients for years now from all around the world. And I'm not just talking about like in this format on the live stream, in person, So if I could do that, which I did, what's stopping anyone who comes onto this channel or anyone out there who's really struggling at the moment with social anxiety to get out the house and speak to people? There's a couple of things here, all true again. I'm from a person who was afraid to walk into a gymnasium and work out because I was worried people start laughing at me. I spent years doing jobs that I didn't enjoy. And I went from a person who did that, who did jobs that were not fulfilling, to a person who started their own coaching business and did a job which I absolutely love, which doesn't really feel like a job most times. It doesn't feel like a job. It really doesn't. All this was possible because, like I said earlier, I changed my opinion of myself and I stopped caring. I cared less about what other people thought about me, what they were thinking about me, and what they'd say about me. Because I used to be my own worst enemy. Maybe some of you will relate. I was always holding myself back. No one else was, even though it felt at the time, it used to always feel like other people were stopping me from being happy and successful. But they weren't. It was me. So I've gone on here to speak about progress. Progress for me and for my clients, and I'm confident for you guys or anyone listening, is the most important thing to focus on if you want to be happy in life and overcome your anxieties. Awesome, man. Appreciate that, Big Frank. I always appreciate the short visits. They're just as delightful as the long ones. Oh, awesome. You're going to rehearse a poem, man. Wow. Appreciate it, man. That's great, man. So often when I'm coaching clients, it can happen. It will happen. It's inevitable. They're very hard on themselves, very hard on themselves. And sometimes they can't see the positive straight away when I'm coaching them in our sessions to begin with and in their own life. And that's when I have to really get them to look at the positives, and then they start to notice in them and it changes how they feel. So just to give you a concrete example of what progress can look like for you with regards to overcoming your social anxiety, building more confidence, and being more social in everyday social situations. And it could also apply this to anything in life. So let's say that you're nervous, you're anxious, it's not easy for you to leave the house. So let's say that you go into Starbucks today or a supermarket and you order yourself a coffee. Um, and Yeah, let's say, for example, this happened to me. You didn't like the taste of the coffee. The coffee didn't come out right for whatever reason, right? It happens. As I said, no one's perfect. So you politely ask, the person serving you, excuse me, the coffee doesn't taste right. Do you mind making me another one? Good manners. I'm big on that. And they say, sure, no problem. They make you another coffee. And then you say, thank you very much. You're a gentleman. That's progress. Because let's say before that, maybe you're not able to do that. Maybe you don't have the confidence or the courage to open up and to say, that you're not happy with the customer service or the product and you want to change it. That's an example of progress, because a lot of my clients are afraid of offending people. They tell me themselves that they people please too much. And, in a situation like that, you're well within your rights. If you're paying for something, especially in companies, you can ask them. And if you're respectful and polite, usually they'll change it for you. They'll be happy to do it. So yeah, I've just wanted to give you an explanation and some ideas of how you can become more socially confident. I think I said at the start, it's not complicated. It's really simple. And the more you understand that, the more inspired and confident you're going to be to start applying it. And especially when you start to see the results that you're going to get. So I've covered that, right? That was the main thing that I want to cover today. That's pretty much it. I'll go over a couple more things, but everything else is a bonus now. So yeah, in that 30-minute talk, I know a lot of you are going to be watching this live stream later on. You wouldn't have found this live, which is fine and great because that's the great thing about the lives on YouTube. They act as a video. Once I end this live stream, it goes up on the channel, it gets views, people watch it, they get value. So whoever's watching this, please let me know straight away or in the coming days how you get on because I want you to practice this exercise. Like I said, I don't just want people to watch the channel and just listen. I want you to actually apply the teaching and get confidence because, as I said before, you're not going to gain enough confidence just by watching videos and reading books. You've got to get out and actually practice talking to people in real life. So I'll be interested to know how you guys get on. Just take the first step. Like I said, everyone is at different stages. Don't compare yourself to me or anyone. So, excuse me, maybe for you, there are some people, it's a big deal for them just to leave the house. So go for a walk in public. That would be a great start. And maybe for some of you, again, you might be like how I used to be, where you go into a shop and you just say like the minimal amount of words because you want to protect yourself. You don't want to face the anxiety of speaking a bit more in case you get nervous or awkward. I want you to push past that a bit and say a little bit more than you usually would. And as I said, it's going to feel a bit uncomfortable at the start. It's supposed to. If you're feeling uncomfortable, that's a good sign. That means you're growing. That means you're coming outside your comfort zone. It's not a negative at all. A lot of people have got to change the way that they think about building confidence and getting more social because it's very easy for someone, if they're not educated on this matter, to come to the conclusion that, oh, because I'm feeling some anxiety now, because I'm feeling awkward talking to this person, that means I'm a failure and I should stop. And it's like, no, that's the worst advice to ever take. That's what's going to keep you stuck in your life. You need the approach which I teach, or many other, experienced teachers teach, and that's, you got to be kind on yourself. You got to say, you got to try. You got to work through the discomfort and learn to be comfortable, whilst being uncomfortable and practice, and you will get better, and it will get better each and every time. It's not going to get worse the more you practice. Of course, at the start, let's say maybe for the next couple of months, it's going to be a bit tricky and a bit nerve-wracking practicing, talking to people more. But in 6 months to a year's time, you'd be so confident. So you've got to be patient. Obviously, you've got to work at this. It's not a quick fix. What I would say to anyone listening, if you really do struggle to socialize on your own, this is when you really want to think about investing in a coach. And this is where a coach will be really valuable because a coach can give you the extra mental and emotional support you need, that you might not be able to give to yourself at this moment in time. Obviously, some people will be able to do this without a coach, which is fantastic. But some people, they won't be able to do it. They're going to need that help. And as I said before, smart people invest in mentors and coaches and confidence coaches, where people that choose to not be smart, let pride get in the way. and they think that they can do everything or they don't need any help, and that's what keeps them stuck. I'd also recommend, if you're new to the channel, have a look at my other videos. I've got many videos on social anxiety where I explain how to overcome it. I give you different exercises, and I also tell you my story of how I overcome it and the things that I went through and the challenges that I faced and how many of my clients have overcome it on my 1 year social anxiety program and my 6 weeks social anxiety program and the weekend programs that I do. So you'll get a lot of tips, advice, answers, new social skills that you can learn and apply from the videos. So do check out the other videos. And as I said, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, practice, even being more open here, asking questions and communicating. It's basically a habit that you've got to build. If you, like I said, I understand it because I used to suffer with it myself. You get into a habit of just being comfortable and being quiet and thinking in your head too much and protecting yourself without realizing it. Think about it for a second. Think about your daily habits in regards to the way that you communicate with people. Is it a case where, and this is no judgment on anyone, but just is to help you, make you become aware so you can improve yourself? Is it a case where when you leave the house to go to work or the gym or leave or wherever, if you're not working, is it a case where most of your day is spent not really talking to anyone, not having any communication, even with family and friends? And if it is the case, you really want to look at gradually changing that habit, because this is what is going to help you to be happy in life. Because at a certain point, when someone's suffering with social anxiety, and I know because I've been there myself, it's not a happy life, because you're not social, you're not getting those connections. And when you don't speak to other people, you don't get to reinforce the value that you've got. And we've all got value, we're all valuable. But it's very easy to start believing that you're a person that doesn't have much value, because you're not getting the feedback from giving value to other people, giving that energy, that love, the kindness, just having that connection with other people. But like I said, I do realize that it takes time to overcome these hurdles. It took me time, and everybody goes at their own pace, which is why I'm not in a rush. I'm patient, because I've worked with clients at different levels with anxiety, and some of them, I can, push them a lot faster because they're ready to do it, ready to go, where others need more of a slower approach in regards to getting out and socializing. So I know this is hard for a lot of people, and it's going to be hard for a lot of you. But again, like I say, let's change the word hard and difficult to an opportunity to improve, which you can. You have to stop comparing yourself to other people. This is what helped me to be successful, not just with getting over social anxiety, but all areas of life, or many areas, the areas that I wanted to succeed in and continue to succeed in. I stopped comparing myself to other people. That's a losing battle, because there's always someone you don't know. Most times you don't know people, you're just looking from the outside, but there's always someone that's going to be better looking, richer than you. Um, you know, but that you're not going to win like that. The way you're going to win is focusing on yourself, like what I did earlier. I compared myself to how I am today to the way that I used to be 15 years ago, and that makes me very happy, because I'm a lot better now, much better, different person, living a different life with a totally different level of confidence. So that's how you win. And if you continuously work on yourself and grow, you're not you're not worried about other people, what they're doing, or comparing yourself, because you're happy in yourself. And ultimately, that's where you want to get to, right? Where you feel happy and you're not insecure all the time. So yeah, it's about building a habit of, speaking more. And the more you speak, the better you get at it. It's like anything. It's like the gym. It's like learning to ride a bike for the first time. The more you do it, the easier it gets. And the more you do it, the less awkward it's going to feel. And the more you practice speaking in different social situations. Today, we're talking about everyday social situations. So, getting on public transport, going to Starbucks or a coffee shop, supermarket, going to work, going to the gym, going to if you need to get, when you buy clothes, just your day to day interactions, saying hello, you know, to neighbors or whoever it may be, just your everyday opportunities to speak. And if you're consciously more aware. Okay, what's up, Brad? I've got a meeting tomorrow and I'm absolutely petrified, but I have to face my fears and just do it. Technically, I don't even have to go, but that's brilliant, man. I'm well pleased. Honestly, Brad, go for it, man. If you don't mind me asking, what's the meeting for? Is this for business? That's great, man. A mindset that I use, um, especially for clients, if they've ever got a meeting, which a lot of my clients have got to go and do talks or dates or job interview, is think about the negative consequences of how you're going to feel if you don't go and you back out. Think about that for a second. How you're going to feel. You're not going to feel great. Think about how amazing that you're going to feel after you go, and that always motivates me to get the job done and go and turn up. But well done. Now, for anybody listening or going to listen later on, I'm aware that you might be what I'm teaching today might be a bit too basic. You might have surpassed that, which is great, right? Everyone's at different levels. Today, I'm doing more a confidence coaching session for people that are really starting out, really nervous, right? Socializing for them is really difficult. But if you're more advanced, then check out my other videos where I've gone very advanced, or ask me some questions. I'm going to make more, coaching experiences so you can learn more advanced skills. Always good to see you, Timmy. Oh, mate, that's so good to hear, Brad, man. Really respect you for that. Brilliant. You started your own company. That's great, man. That's amazing, man. I'm well pleased to hear that, man. Makes me happy, man. Wow. Oh, great, man. Great. I can hear and sense the excitement from you, and that's kind of mixed in with some healthy fear. And it's good to have some fear. See, that's what I tried to explain. I did explain well on the last weekend program that I ran. Lovely guys I was working with. Um, one client who done my program is a long-term client. He's doing my 1 year program. He's doing amazing. The other client is a lovely guy that worked with me years ago and come back on this program. And I said to them at the start, guys, change your relationship with fear. Stop judging yourself for feeling scared. And I explained to them the value of that, and they understood it, and they did amazing, because that's what changed my life. So back to in Brad's situation, you've kind of done it already, Brad, right? You're practicing it already. I just want to read your things again because it will help me outline this. It'll help people. So Brad said, I've got a meeting tomorrow. I'm absolutely petrified. Nice word. I like that, petrified. But he says, I have to face my fears and just do it. Technically, I don't even have to go, but I'm forcing myself. I love that. I love the attitude. I love the warriorship in that. I appreciate that. I didn't even really read that line. You taught me that Johnny. Oh, thanks, man. That's a pleasure, man. It's great to have lovely people like yourself that give me permission and let me teach you some of the knowledge that I've got in this area. But yeah, he's applied the mindset. See, Brad's talked himself into going, as opposed to doing what I said earlier, which people do a lot. They talk themselves out of social situations. I love this stuff, man. It's my passion. I never stop learning. What I'm learning lately from teaching is I'm really learning this more and more is to simplifies the teaching, where a lot of teachers make the mistake, and I've made it, and they make the mistake they make comes from a good place. The mistake basically comes from generally wanting to help people and wanting to give so much value, which is great. But the mistake is overcomplicating their teaching to the point where people just get overwhelmed and it's too much for them. They can't apply it. And I've made that mistake as a teacher, right? We're human, but I'm learning and still learning to simplify the knowledge, break it down so it's simple for people to apply. Once they apply it and they get some confidence and you get some results from it, then you can, when they're ready, you can teach more the advanced stuff, if that makes sense. Yeah, that's it, man. That's it. It doesn't matter how long it takes, as long as you get there in the end, Brad. Like you said, I think for most people, it takes a few years to really change and realize what you've realized. Took me years as well, Brad. Took me 15 years to get my courage and to change. Took me a long time. I know it took Les Brown 15 years as well, to get his self together. So hopefully, a lot of people on the channel, it's not going to take them that long. They're going to learn from the mistakes that I've made, which was wasting too many years being afraid and not taking enough action. Yeah, like I said, if anyone's got some more questions for me, you want to ask me a question, you want me to make a video on this area, or you're interested in getting my coaching and working with me, whatever the question, send me an email and I'll get back to you. My email address is under all my videos, but I'll put it in the chat just in case for whatever reason you can't find it. I do long term, shorter term, and a single sessions for confidence coaching for social anxiety for helping you in any area, wherever your social anxiety is holding you back. Excuse me. Another little side note I want to throw in, I know some of you know this, for those of you that don't, a thing that has really helped me and it will help you and anyone, it will give you more confidence before going into social situations that are nerve-wracking, and it will make them a little bit more comfortable. Exercise regularly. And I've been doing this fitness challenge at the moment. I'm absolutely loving it. I'm doing it for you guys and for myself, where I'm eating healthy and exercising regularly. Sorry, or struggle to pronounce that word, and it's makes you feel great. And I've always said before, um, yeah, I do online classes, on online coaching. Yeah, I do, Brad. If you're interested in that or you want to apply, just drop me an email, and then I can get back to you, let you know the classes that I do, and would love to find out how I can help you, what area. That's the thing I love about social anxiety, but that's a challenge at the moment in my business is that it's a big area, social anxiety, and clients that I work with, it's kind of the same area. Sometimes it's different. So some people apply for my coaching for dating because they can't date because they've got such bad social anxiety, and I can help them with that. Where others apply for business or just in general, to be more social, family, friends. So that's why I need to find out if someone wants to do coaching with me, what the area that you want me to help you to tackle. Awesome. I look forward to your email. I appreciate that, Timmy. Yeah, I think that's a positive thing, that you feel that way. I don't think it's ever a bad thing when someone realizes that it's time to take action, and move forward. That's kind of the big message on my channel, on this channel, on our channel. By the way, guys, I'm going to leave a link, right? I've got a meetup. I've got a group on Meetup um, that you guys can attend. Um, and there's 101 members, so I'm going to leave you a link and you can join. And this is perfect for improving confidence in this area. You might be on the group, you might be on Meetup already, just in case. I've got my own group there, and I advertise my Meetup groups. Now, these Meetup groups I do at the moment, these are free. These are 2 hours. I do them once a month. Obviously, if you're interested in doing my paid coaching, then you can apply for that. But if you'd like to come along to the free event and get some support for 2 hours and socialize and ask me questions and have a tea, join us, then you can do that by joining me up, and then you'll be notified when I'm running groups. I am actually running a group this Sunday. You guys are welcome to come. If you can't make this Sunday, that's fine. You can come to the next one. But yeah, if anyone wants any more information on paid programs that I'm offering, I run meetups. These meetups for now I'm doing for free. That may change in the future, but at the moment I do them for free. The 2 hour sessions. It's a group where we have a coffee and socialize. But yeah, any events, if you want to inquire about, just always send me an email. Oh, that's cool. You're in Manchester, right? I've got a client that I'm working with. He's from Manchester. Well, that's good. You never know, Brad. It's good to join, and you might decide to come down. But again, no pressure at all. Just come if you feel like it and you fancy it. You never know. But yeah, thanks for joining. I appreciate it. The group's growing really nicely. It's been amazing. Got our what is it now? How many members are here now? I think it's over 100, 101 when I last checked. Probably more now. Yeah, 102. It's great. I've ran about 6 events on this so far. It's gone great. Sorry guys, right? I'm just having a quick toilet break. I'll be back in a sec. If you've got any more questions. Okay. All right, guys. Brilliant. Yeah, that'd be awesome, Brad, man. I'd love to have you on the weekend program. Send me an email. I've got a new date for that. If you're interested, and it's April. I believe it's the 15th and the 16th. I did change it because I need a bit more time because we've got the Easter coming up, and I've got some clients at the moment. So it gives me time to promote it and time for people to come on. So yeah, just send me an email and I'll let you know if you're interested for the weekend program. And in your email, tell me what it is you need help with. Is it more of the dating stuff? Just let me know in your email. But yeah, April the 15th and the 16th. Guys, I keep saying it, right? Please don't be shy or don't be nervous to ask me any questions that will help you. I'll always try and answer them and help you. If I don't know the answer, then I'll just tell you that I don't. Yeah, get some rest, Brad, because you've got the meeting tomorrow. But I know the feeling. You might not be able to sleep properly. Try and accept that. A lot of boxers go through that, and I used to get that. I'm better with it now because of experience, but I used to not be able to sleep. I think that's human nature. Again, it's brave of you to admit that. I might make a video on that. But yeah, Jim, any tips to ease the anxiety? But yeah, there's quite a few things you could do. I don't know if you've got time, a gym session. Did you say that? 100% gym. I'd get in the gym, and I think I remember you worked out and have a workout. I've done that a lot. It really helps. I do it anyway because I love the gym. But yeah, I think that's probably the best thing to do. If anyone's nervous about meetings or dates or job interviews or having to go and work with clients or meetings of that nature, going and doing a gym workout and having a nice shower. I think you said it. Did you say having the steam as well? Yeah, you said it. Good man, you got it. I was in the steam room today and the sauna. It just makes you feel fresh, great. So these are things I do: gym, training, listen to some good music, get in a good mood, and give yourself, put yourself into the best mental state you can for the meeting that you've got, and also accept that it's completely normal to feel nerves and anxiety with these things. It's you get better by doing what you're doing by facing them. Yeah, I've heard the cold showers are great. That stuff's great. It's weird you said it because I was coaching my client yesterday, and he's from originally from Manchester. I think he's based in Birmingham, and he was talking about cold showers. He's been doing them. He's following that guy. You probably know him, Brad, who's famous. Is it Wim Hof? Sounds like I know a bit about him. The Iceman, and he was yeah, Wim Hof, and he was telling me about that, and I totally believe in that. Um, I've gone in the cold shower before. It does wake you up. All this stuff's great. I'm into this stuff. It's very good for you. But I will say this though, I've got to speak my mind. All this extra stuff's great. Cold showers, no fap, diet, training, but still, nothing is really going to get you experienced at fear than facing fear. Does that make sense? So yes, there's things that you can do to prepare your mind to ease the fear, to feel better, but it's not going to take away all the fear. We've got to learn to experience it and get control over it. You know what? You guys have given me an idea. I always get ideas to teach when people tell me I'm going to do a video or live stream at some point on what we've been talking about, Brad and the others. It will help people. And it's a subject I love. Let me write this down. How to mentally prepare yourself for going into a situation, let's say a social situation, be precise, that makes you fearful. I've been teaching this to many of my clients, especially my client lately, Phil, and he's doing great with it. That makes you, and he's really good at it because my client, Phil, who's doing my 1 year program, he started his own coaching business and he's brilliant. He's been running public talks. He's done half a dozen now. He must have done 5 or 6. And these are the things I went over with him that I've learned. And we went over in the sessions, and he's doing great at it. So anyone can do it. And that's basically learning how to prepare yourself mentally and emotionally to go into situations that make you fearful. It's a shame, isn't it? Because I don't understand. I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to get into it. Leave it. I don't understand why this isn't taught more. But you know what? I'm not going to complain, because I guess um, I wouldn't have a business then. I wouldn't be helping all these amazing clients if this was just available in every outlet. Yeah, yeah. Public speaking is like a fear for everyone until you do it and do it more. It's amazing when you do it, the buzz you get, but it is scary. Yeah, yeah. Mindset, programming your mindset to overcome fear. Love this subject. I never get bored of it. I'm surprised. I should be bored of this subject. I've been teaching it for over a decade, and I'm still learning about fear myself. It never gets boring, which is good. Well, the gym is a very good tempering tool at preparing the mind for situations which trigger anxiety, fear, nervousness, social anxiety, etc. Any last questions? Probably going to finish up soon. An hour is a great amount of time. What I do really love about this channel, not mostly the people are you're really good people, is how open and honest people are about their fears. Yeah, you know what, Brad? Not at the moment, but in the future, I probably will. There was a phase where I made products and I enjoyed it, and it was great. It gave people a lot of value, and I earned some money from them in my business. But at the moment, I'm enjoying what I'm doing. But I will at some point. You are right. I will do one because I am doing a lot of writing at the moment. I'm writing a lot of notes in my phone on all these areas and things that I've learned from teaching and what helps people. So I will at some point, definitely. I definitely will do it. I'm glad that you said it, actually. Thanks for the idea, because there's so many things that I'm working on with events and programs. Yeah, I will do it. Yeah, just to let everyone else know as well, I'm doing a weekend confidence program. This is actually for dating and social anxiety for guys. If anyone is interested, it's going to be. Let me just check the date and make sure here. Yeah, it's April the 15th and the 16th. It's a Saturday and a Sunday. It's a weekend where I help you to overcome your social anxiety with talking to women and people in general. And there's a group of us, and we have a great weekend. And all of the ethics we teach are about honesty. Awesome, man. Great. I'll get back to you by tomorrow in the email. Any more questions, guys? I'm going to be doing a lot more videos. I'll wait just a couple more minutes just in case anybody else comes on that wants to ask a question. I've done a lot of these streams lately. I've really pushed myself, and I've been coaching clients and the gym. So it's been tiring, but very good to be more accountable. So you guys can check out the other streams, and there's titles, different titles, different subjects. Also, wanted to say as well, guys. Um, yeah, I really appreciate the support on the channel. I mean, according to YouTube, which is nice. I didn't used to follow this, but on the analytics, in terms of watch time and views, the channel is like performing really well, which is nice, which is a nice bonus. I'm not really, big on how many views I get because I don't really focus on that anymore because, well, people ask me that a lot. And reason being is because I got so many views back in the day. I had a lot of viral videos and it was nice. Don't get me wrong. It's a nice feeling to get thousands of views and people watch it, but it's not everything in life. It's not. So whenever I do videos, if they don't get many views, I still appreciate it because it still helps people. So lots of views doesn't always mean great impact. And that's why I'm more balanced with it. As long as it's making an impact and it is, and I'm helping and I get great clients, which I do, but it's good nonetheless. Um, I'll read this to you guys. I'll tell you. I've got this app on my phone. So subscribers hasn't gone up as much, but anyway, in terms of views on the overall channel, dramatically gone up. And it usually says like, yeah, your hard work, this is what it says on YouTube, your hard work's paid off. Publishing more videos help your channel get 198% more views than usual. That's amazing growth. So watch time's gone up and the amount of views on the channel. So it's really grown and the subs are slowly going up. So, I've always believed if you're putting out good stuff and you're honest and you're helping people, things will grow. It takes time. So I'm grateful for that. I thought I'd let you guys know because sometimes people ask me, how comes this not getting as many views? Well, there's millions of people on YouTube now and um, they change the algorithm and all that kind of stuff. And obviously, I've changed my teaching over the years. I talk about a lot of other things and teach, so different reasons. But nonetheless, the channel's growing, which is nice. But yeah, I don't buy into it too much, but I'm grateful for it. It's nice. Yeah, at the moment I'm gonna because I'm doing like business coaching, social anxiety coaching, and some dating and relationship coaching. They're different areas, so I have to start breaking up the content more on the live streams and just explaining to people because obviously there's a lot of my clients that know about the programs that I run and the subjects, but some people on the channel might be confused. They don't know because obviously I put out a lot of stuff. Now I'm doing this fitness journey and I've lost 25 pounds and I'm really into fitness and dieting. That might be in addition to my coaching. It probably will be at some point. So I'm going to have to do a playlist on the channel, separate them and explain it so people don't get confused. Um, Toilet break, guys. One more second.
All this coffee.
Okay. All right, guys. You know what? I'm gonna end it now because I've got a client tomorrow, and it's been a really good day, and I've got a lot of other stuff I'm going to work on in business. But yeah, it was great having you guys on. I planned to do about half an hour today, so we did over an hour, and keep practicing. And I'm going to be putting out a lot more content. And as always, if you guys want to inquire about coaching, just drop me an email. Let me know how you're getting on, guys. And thanks for coming on and keep practicing. And the more you practice, the more confident you're going to become. All right. Good night, guys. I'll talk to you soon, man.